So yesterday we started with structures. We saw how we define the structure, how we declare the variables of a structure, how we access the structure members or the data members or the structure elements through the variables which we have declared. That is by using a dot operator, or we say it to be a period operator, or we say it to be a member operator. So any name you can use. Today we'll see uh, how we declare a pointer, and how with the help of a pointer, structure pointer, we access the member. So uh, let's say we have yesterday already seen this program, and we saw that you can assign the structure variable at the time of declaration only. So this is the example of it, that is assigning the values at the time of declaration, assigning at the time of assigning the variables, structure variables at the time of declaration, at the time of at the time of declaration, that is initialization at the time of declaration. And we created one more variable s2. We declared one more variable, and we copied it. So we can use assignment operator to copy the data of one structure variable into another, like we normally do with the normal variables that we have, that is int a is equal to 5 and comma b I've written. So b is equal to a, I can directly write. This is possible with normal variables. It is also possible with structures. And I give you an assignment to look whether we can use double equal to operator and not equal to operator or not. Have you tried anyone? Has anyone tried
Yes,
this?
sir.
So what output did you get?
Sir, error.
Error. Okay, yes. So you can't perform any logical operations, like any operations, whichever the operators you have, you can't perform any except equal to. With when you deal with structures, the only possible operator which you can have is equal to, and you can't have any other operator. If you have to check, you have to check it individually, यानी कि member wise. Suppose I want to check the roll number, I want to check the name. I want to check whether the height of S1, S2 are same or not. I can't write S1 is equal to S2. It is not possible. S1 is equal to S2 is not possible. Like for example, in this program only, if I have to check whether these two students are same or not, because in times it may have that you have a database where you want to compare whether two students are same or not. You have in a database, you have an entry, let's say in an Excel file, or somewhere you have two entries which are same. So you can, if you want to compare both of them, you can think of it as, I can't write here if, let's say, S1 is equal to S2, then they belong to the same student. The students are same. मैं ऐसा करके यहाँ नहीं लिख सकता. This is not possible. Equal to something, it will give you an error. Not equal to में भी वही हुआ. You can't use any S1 greater than, less than. You can't use any other operator except equal to. That is the assignment operator. And the point here is, this is an important point. It may come in your short questions, क्योंकि अगर आउटपुट क्वेश्चंस में आएगा तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. S1 is equal to S2, not equal to S2, ऐसे आ सकते हैं. अगर तुमको चेक करना है तो तुमको इंडिविजुअली चेक करना पड़ेगा. लेकिन S1 डॉट रोल इज इक्वल टू S2 डॉट रोल, तब जाके वो करेक्ट आउटपुट आएगा. मीन्स यू हैव टू कंपेयर इट मेंबर वाइज. You can't compare it variable wise. You can compare it member wise, data member wise, or structure element wise, like S1 dot role is equal to S2 dot role. That is perfectly possible. That is perfectly okay. But not like S1 dot role is equal to S2 dot role. Yes, both are same. Let's say printf, both are same. Else printf not same, no same or not same. Let me comment this thing for the time being. This is perfectly valid. It will run, no error, and it will compare as well. Like both are same because we have assigned S2 is equal to S1. So you can compare it member wise, but you can't compare it variable wise. Like I can't write here S1 is equal to S2. This is not possible because C doesn't allow this actually. C does not permit such operations, logical operations. It will give you an invalid operands to binary equal to. So it will give you an error. So make sure that such type of question may come as an output question in your semester examination. So this is an important one. You can also have structure variables. Now it is your duty to think of, like I had entered, we have taken here one student, two student, S1, S2. If you want to have 10 students, so instead of declaring S1, S2, S3, S4 up till S10, you can also declare an array. You can also declare this. How do you access a normal array? How do you access a normal array?
So by index.
By definitely you need an index, and you need a loop counter, that is a loop counter variable, that is you declare I, and you need a loop, for loop, while loop, you need a loop. So now if you want to access the data of S1, like here you have declared an array, so you have, now this will be stored in a contiguous manner because we know arrays are stored in a contiguous manner. So now if you want to access the data of S0, so S0 is the first student, S1 is the second student, S2 is the third student, that is 0, 1, 2. So to access S0's name, so to write S of 0 dot name, S of 2 dot height, S of 1 dot roll. Means you can have to access like a normal, like here it will be instead of 0, like within this square bracket, it will be I S1 of I dot name, S1 of I dot roll, S1 of I dot height. So this way you have to access it. Will you all be able to do this program? Enter 10 to 10 details and print it?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Yes, Pranjal, Hitesh, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So simple program, just like we normally do. S1, like take it as S0 dot name. S0, you take a loop, and within loop, just write S of I dot name dot roll and dot height. That's it. So if you are still unable to do, we'll see it in the lab classes that we have. When you come back, when we have the lab class, we'll do it. We'll have the structure questions as well, so that in the examination, we can give you when you have your lab test, you can have the programs from structures as well. So when you come back, return back, you'll be having your lab, and we'll practice some structure questions. Now, what if you have a pointer? Can we declare a pointer, structure pointer? Yes, you can have a structure pointer as well. Like suppose I declare, it is the same way as you declare normal variable pointer. So structure student star PTR. So here we declared a pointer to a structure. So PTR is a structure pointer, and how do we assign? Just think of it as a normal pointer to an integer, or pointed to a float, or pointed to a char that you have been doing till now. So PTR is equal to ampersand of S. That's it. Let me initialize it better the time being. Let me give it Sandeep. Let me comma, roll is 321 and height is 5.67. Let's say. This is how you can declare a structure pointer as well. So structure pointed to a structure, and I've declared PTR is equal to ampersand of S. So now what does this PTR holds? What does this PTR holds?
So address of S.
Yes, again, it contains the base address. And now how will I access? Now we know normally we have already seen we access normal variables with pointers, arrays with pointers. Now tell me how to access the structure members with the help of this PTR. How to access? Now my question is how to access this structure members, structure elements, how to access this structure elements with the help of this PTR.
Sir,
So
arrow operator.
The dot operator, period operator, or the member operator. But what about a pointer? How to access? What do you think? Will it be the same operator, dot operator? PTR dot name, right?
No, sir.
Okay, so which operator you think is used?
Sir, arrow operator, I think.
Yes, it's the arrow operator which is used, and it is you can use dash and greater than symbol. So this arrow symbol or arrow operator is used. Arrow operator is used to access the structure elements or the data members structure elements with the help of the pointer, structure pointer. So we use what? We use an arrow operator. And how to use the arrow operator? Let us see it. So we use what? Arrow operator. You give a dash, you give a greater than symbol, it becomes your arrow operator. Now let us see how to access it. Now already initialized S. I've declared a structure pointer pointed to a structure. I've assigned the pointer with the address of S. Now let us access. Now let us access this. Okay, let me delete this part. Okay. So the name is okay. Name is now see. I want to access with the help of pointer. This is a normal variable. Now to change it to the pointer variable. Now how to access the data modes with the help of a pointer variable? I write the pointer name, that is a PTR. I give a dash, I give a arrow. This becomes your arrow operator. So with the help of an arrow operator, by declaring a pointer, we access the data members. So PTR dash name. Here also I can write as PTR dash arrow greater than role and PTR dash greater than height. So this dash greater than, that is in exam, it will be like arrow symbol. In exam, it will be like you write it as arrow. This one, arrow symbol. So this arrow operator helps us to access the data members with the help of a structure pointer. So let us change the data here so that it will be easier to understand 5 to 3, 5 to 4, or 7, 6, 7, let's say, and change this to W to I. Change the details. Sandeep as DIP have done the roll number and the height, and this is with the help of a pointer operator. Just save it and compile it. So see, the output is Sandeep 524 and height is 767. So with a normal variable, we use a dot operator. With the help of a pointer, we use the arrow operator. Clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, like we declare, let's say I have a user-defined function. Can we pass the structure variable as well? Now, if we pass, then in the case of an array, we have seen that it passes as a, the address is passed and we can manipulate with it. What happens with this? If let's say if I have a user-defined function, if I have a user-defined function, let us just give it a name as void. Does not return anything. Let us give it a name that is a function, so fun, and struct student S1, let's say. So what happens when the program compiles? So okay, so we get to know, okay, there is a function name as fun. So with this line, we have understood, okay, there is a function with the name as the function is there with the name fun. It does not return anything. It does not return anything after the completion, and it takes an argument. So which type is the argument? It is of structure type, because struct student S1. So it is an argument. It accepts an argument. Which type? Structure type. So let us see how it works with structures. Okay, so let me, the time being, erase this as well. I'll just copy it into another one. That will be better. Okay. Let me just call the function that is fun and pass the S. So this is what the function declaration I've done. This part is the function declaration done. No return type, and accepts one structure type argument. So declaration is done. The function calling is done. Because this is void, it won't return anything. So there is no placeholder, or when this function does not return anything, so there is no placeholder here you can think of. There is nothing to catch. So it's just the function call. Function call is now function definition. Now move to the function definition. Let's move to function definition. How to define the function? Let us go to void fun struct student S1. This is how we define, and let us just paste it better. S1 dot name, S1 dot role, and S1 dot height. What do you think the output is? What is the output? What is the output in this case?
सर वो S मतलब प्रिंट हो जाएगा जो भी है.
So whatever. So what do you think? Okay, so let us see the output. Let us compile it. So it compiles perfectly fine, I guess. That's why this screen has come. So the output is Sandeep 524 and height is 7670000. Now, what if I want to change something? Is this call by value or call by reference? What do you think?
Call by value.
Definitely it is call by value. Means S is different, S1 is different. If I try to change anything in S1, it won't be reflecting in the main function. Now, this is an important point again. In structure, it is call by value. You can pass in call by value as a call by reference, no issues. It behaves just the same as a normal variable. Now, which is the formal variable, which is the actual variable? Here, S is the actual variable, S1 is the formal variable. If you try to change anything in S1 through S1, if you try to change anything, it won't reflect it in S. Make sure if I try to change here, it won't be reflecting in the S. Let us see that as well. Let us just copy it and paste it above this function. So now we are calling the function in this line. So first the output is name is Sandeep. You have the role and the height. Then you call the function. Again, the name is Sandeep. You have the role and the height. Let us just compile it and once see. Okay, so here it's S. So 2 times the same value will be there. 2 times the same value will be there. If I try to compile it, Sandeep, 524, height is 767. Name is Sandeep, role is 524, height is 767. So it is called by value. When you are passing it as a normal variable, it is called by value and not by reference. So if you try to change, let us change it and let us see. Let me just change it here. Let me just change the name. STRCPY. Let me just keep as s1 dot name is equal to Hitesh. And let me just change s1 dot role to 545 123, and s1 dot height is equal to 5.60. Now let's see, I've changed the variables. Now let us see. And now let me just do one thing. Let me just copy this, cut it from here and paste it here. Now see what's the output in this case. Let us discuss it line by line. So with this first line, we declared a structure variable, initialized it. We called the function. So whatever the s is, it's where the function call is there. So okay, so we move to this function. Whenever the function call is there, we move this, and whatever the value of s is there, it is acting as s is equal to s1. That a separate memory, a separate variable, everything separate. Just a copy will be done, like we do call by value. Now we have changed s1 dot name to Hitesh. So previously it was Sandeep. We changed it to Hitesh. Role was previously 524. We changed to 123. S1 dot height. Previously the height was 767. We changed to 5.60. And now we try to print it. So S1 now output will be Hitesh. Role is 123 and height is 5.60. And the function is finished. So we return back to the calling function. So we move again back here where the control leaves. We come back here. We move to the next line at this line. Again, the name is S. Now output will be Sandeep. Role is 524 and the height is 767. This will be how the program will execute, and the output will be Hitesh 123 5.60, Sandeep 524 767. So it is as call by value. Okay, let us just compile it and let us see as well. Yes, Hitesh, role is 123, height is 5.60. The name is Sandeep, role is 524, height is 767. Is it clear how the program is executing? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can do it in a call by reference as well. So what we need to do, what changes do we need to do? Just a star and a star. That's it. Now what's the output? Let's say I change it to the arrow operator. I change it to the arrow and the arrow. Now what do you think the output will be? Now what will the output?
सर
Yes.
एड्रेस तो पास ही नहीं किया सर वो फंक्शन में.
Okay, let me just change it to the address one. Okay, beta. So what's the output in this case?
So roll number is 123, height is 5.60 and दोनों में मतलब सेम होगा, जो हितेश ही आएगा दोनों में.
So Hitesh, role is 123, height is 5.60. Again, name is Hitesh, role is 123, height is 5.60. So because this is acting as the call by reference, we are passing the address, and with the help of the X address, we are manipulating the actual, we're making a modification or manipulating the values of the actual variable. So is this part also clear? You can also return the structure variable as well, no issues. You can write S1, you can return a structure variable. So will you all be able to do this now in the same way as we did as 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 and like 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0 with this structure? 0 0 is not, like 0 0 is okay, but what 0 1 1 0 and 1 1?
Oh, yes sir.
Everyone? Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was you just need to practice two things you have to do. One is the same with structure array. Let's say five students, details, name, role, and height. Take it as array S of 5 and enter the value, show the output. You now then practice. Now we are passing as the argument to a structure variable. Let's say normal structure variable. You have to return the structure, like all the functions manipulations that we can have. You have to practice that as well. Second, and the third thing is, the third assignment to you is and the important is, you need to write this. This you need to see. What is the difference between an array and a structure? So this, I need the answer to this one as well. So this you need to find out, and you need to write what's the difference between an array and a structure. So three things. First one is take structure array. First one is structure array. Structure array. Declare S till 5 and X. Enter the value, name, role, and height. X print them normally. Second, function return type and argument, return type and argument. So with as 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, you already know what this is. You have to write this as well. And third is this difference between an array and a structure. Now the mostly we are done with structures. One more concept will come, that is self-referential structure, that I'll be discussing in the class, because that that requires face-to-face. It will be better. That is tomorrow. It is day after tomorrow. Sorry. That is linked list actually concept will come. That will take just 10 minutes. It will take hardly. We'll look into it, and few more programs of this structures. I don't have actually hard disk, otherwise I would have shown all the programs which I have, because it's there in my cubicle. It's not there with me, and we'll be practicing more questions on this structure when we on Monday, 15-20 minutes. Then we'll start with the next concept, that is DMA. You need to check what is union. This also we'll be discussing on Monday. A small brief on union. So clear with structures or any doubt?
Yes sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
One more thing is that can I change this? Can I change this? One more valid point, yes. Can I change this? The one in blue, can I change this? Like instead of using an arrow operator, I want to use a dot operator. How will I access? Is it possible? Is it possible that if I were to use a dot operator and access it? Hmm? See. So you can also access it in this way. Just look at it. In the exam, it may come as this as well. You may say, sir, आपने तो एरो ऑपरेटर बताया था, हमने उस तरीके से इसको देखा, तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, ये गलत हो गया. ये पूरा पॉसिबल है. This is how you again access indirectly. Like you use the pointer variable value at this dot name. So you can either use two, you can access it either by using arrow operator or by this. I can access it as star s1 dot roll is equal to 1, 2, 3 star s1 dot height 5.60. Perfect. But you can like arrow operator. Also, you can use dot operator as well. So make sure you see this as well. You can use like this as well, like by using a dot operator. This point also you should note. It is important. So I can write here as s1 dot this. S1 dot height. That's perfectly fine, and the output is there. So this point also in the exam, it may again come in the 2 marks, like in the 2 marks, I'm saying in the output questions, the question will be in this form. So again, you may get confused. So we have used arrow operator, and here we are accessing like this. Perfectly valid, no issues. Clear है ये चीज भी?
Clear, sir.
Okay. So we'll wind up today. This was all about structures. You have to find the difference between structure and array, as well as structure and union. Structure and union. More on the structures we'll be seeing on Monday, 15 minutes. Then we'll move on to the dynamic memory allocation.
Sir,
Yes, Sandeep.
लैब रिकॉर्ड को लेके मतलब एक डाउट था.
पूछो. अच्छा, ये सब क्लियर है? क्लोज करूं?
हाँ सर, वो सब क्लियर है.
ओके. Okay, so what's your doubt with respect to lab record?
सर इंडेक्स में हमको क्या लिखना होगा? जैसे होता है ना, सीक्वेंस पे लिखना रहता है कि ये मतलब है, उसके बाद वो लिखा जा रहा है टॉपिक, तो इंडेक्स में क्या लिखेंगे हम?
इंडेक्स में राइट द क्वेश्चंस, असाइनमेंट 1 जो भी क्वेश्चंस है तुम्हारा.
से हमारा असाइनमेंट 1 है तो वहाँ असाइनमेंट 1 करके लिखेंगे.
हाँ, असाइनमेंट 1 जो भी तुम्हारा क्वेश्चंस है 1 2 3 4, फिर असाइनमेंट 2 कौन सा, जैसे असाइनमेंट 1 कौन सा डेट में दिया गया, असाइनमेंट 2 फिर कौन सा उसका क्वेश्चंस 1 2 3 4 कौन सा डेट में दिया गया, ये सब.
सर
यस
सर, बट जो क्वेश्चंस है, कुछ असाइनमेंट्स वो सर बहुत ज़्यादा बड़े हैं, तो सर वो इंडेक्स में
हाँ,
लिखना तो सर पॉसिबल नहीं है सर.
इंडेक्स पेज में तो लिखना पड़ेगा ना तुमको।
सर बट कोई कोई क्वेश्चन है जो सर बहुत बड़े हैं, मतलब जैसे सर वो एक पॉपुलेशन वाला था, एक स्टूडेंट वाला था, जिसमें सर पूरा उसका डिटेल्स दिया हुआ था। तो सर वो सब इंडेक्स में सर कैसे आया,
तो
क्योंकि
उसको
इंडेक्स में सर
उसको
शॉर्ट
शॉर्ट
करके
करके लिख
मांगते
दो,
हैं।
शॉर्ट करके लिख दो उसको इंडेक्स पेज में शॉर्ट
ओके
करके
सर।
लिख देना, कोई इशू नहीं है। लेकिन मैं एक बार बोल रहा हूँ, तुम आगे भी लिखो, मतलब पेज के फ्रंट पे भी लिखो, पीछे भी लिखो, लेकिन अच्छे से लिखो। उसमें भी छोटा छोटा करके कंजूसी मत करना। सामने भी लिखो, पीछे भी लिखो। आउटपुट तुम जैसे प्रोग्राम लिख रहे हो, आउटपुट तुम्हारा 1.5 पेज लिया, कंटिन्यू विद द आउटपुट, नो इश्यूज। और राइट इन फ्रंट ऑफ द, जैसे तुमने प्रोग्राम लिखा है उसके जो फ्रंट वाला पेज है, बैक पेज, वहां पर आउटपुट लिखो। लेकिन मेक श्योर यू डू इट नीटली।
ओके सर।
So we'll wind up today. Or any questions
एंड
you have?
सर,
Yes, yes, Hitesh.
sir, for each lab assignment, sir, so we will attach one job sheet before it.
Yes, yes, you can attach the job sheet as well, beta.
Okay, okay, sir.
Job
So
sheet.
there are total 12 assignments, so they will attach 12 job sheets.
12 job sheets will be there individually. In that also you write, like, the name, the experiment, aim of the experiment. There are two columns. I can recall the two columns: name of the experiment and aim of objective. So in that, just like suppose the name of the experiment, just write assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3. And the objective, suppose we are dealing with structure questions. So write down we are dealing with structures questions and structure, uh, normal structure variables, structure pointers, structure arrays. Just a brief description, let's say, and the objective part. Don't leave anything blank.
Okay, sir.
And because I can recall there are two columns: name of the experiment and objective. You have to fill that one as well. Name with just structure, concept of structure. A objective, understand the structure, how to code with structures, structure pointers, structure arrays, and how we pass the function structure to a function, call by value of a call by value, call by a reference, how we pass the structures. All those things you just mention the objective, like in a brief, not in details.
Okay, sir.
So we'll wind up and we'll meet on Monday.
Okay, so thank you.
Okay, thank you.